What's up, guys? We are live here, Monster Motivator TV, coming to you on location at the Horse Sanctuary in Winchester. We were actually on earlier, but you know my technical difficulties that I have. We weren't public. We were. It was just on my feed. So now we're back live with Pattie Roberts, and I'll give you guys a quick overview. We're at it's a nonprofit that rescues horses, goats, pigs, dogs, cats.
Don't say dogs and cats.
What else did I miss?
Yeah, farm animals.
I see even a pet gopher over here that they can feed by hand. And we are going to do a follow-up episode with my video crew, so we're going to show you everything that she has out here. But an absolute, she is exactly what Monster Motivator TV is all about. We want to highlight people that are making a difference in the community and really walking a walk. And this is what this lady's all about. Her name's Pattie Roberts. She's local. I know we've connected for a few years now.
Yep.
And I was dying to do a show out here and share her story, because they really need the help. They need the support of the community, and they are, you know, blood, sweat, and tears. So Pattie, introduce yourself now that everyone can see you, not just a few. And you see what I mean? If people are jumping on.
Oh,
so
great.
I knew there was a problem. So
okay,
so just give us a quick overview of who you are, you know, where you came from, where you're at today, and what's going on.
All right, super. My name's Pattie Roberts, and I never had planned on being a horse rescue.
Right.
I think people that rescue animals are wonderful, but they're kind of crazy, and here I am.
Right?
Says something. So in 2007, I was asked by a lady if I would help her rescue 5 or 6 horses that were starving at a ranch in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I said, sure, you can keep them here, you feed them, you take care of them, don't bring them this and the weekend because I'm going to be gone. I come back and there's 23 starving horses, some with babies by their side, at the ranch. And she did pay for the food. She didn't see them or anything. And at that point in time, 2007, advertising, I was working for KFROG radio station. Advertising was kind of slowing down.
Yeah, because of the economy.
Yeah, I had a couple bucks in the bank. I figured, okay, so I'll retire for a year, play with these horses, and the economy will get better. I'll pop right back in. Life will be good.
Right?
We had our first article written by the Press Enterprise.
Okay.
And it was a wonderful article, even though we were a brand new rescue at that point in time. So we blossomed from 23 abandoned horses to 48 horses.
And you weren't an actual nonprofit
at that
the
point.
time.
I wasn't
right,
a 501c3.
Right.
So, but I had, you know, the heart, and at that point in time, I thought I had the bankroll, and I thought the community would kind of get on board and help too. So
I know.
Yeah. So
now this was New Mexico.
No, the horses came from New Mexico. This was
I see.
This was right on Los Alamos in Marietta.
Okay.
So yeah.
So then it just it exploded from there, and we're going to get into where she's at now and what's going on. She has a lot of great things going on, events, and just constantly giving back, and that's why I was excited to be out here. But let's kind of go back a little bit. I know you said you were an Army brat, like you said, right?
Yes.
So you traveled all over the world. So you really never had, you know, the animals that you probably actually wanted.
Yes.
You just didn't have the lifestyle.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
We moved all the time. My dad was in transportation, and he took the whole family with us.
Okay.
So I can say, I grew up in Europe, Army days, but I was in Europe,
you know. That counts.
And it just wasn't conducive for having pets.
Yeah, you're just all over. You know, just
all I can say is, if your kid wants a pet, let them have it when they're young, because this could happen.
Look what happens, right? When you don't get
I'm
what you
making
want.
up for lost time.
You don't get what you want. And one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, I know you were in the corporate world and you were in sales and, you know, things like that. Do you miss any of that now? And what does this give you?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I miss it sometimes. I enjoyed the traveling.
Okay.
However, I'm kind of living a vacation here. I mean, there are people that pay big money to go to dude ranches in the middle of nowhere and rough it. So right here, I'm 3 miles from the city. I'm okay.
You know, and that's what I want to talk about, because I always, you know, people always ask, right? What is the definition of success? What's the definition of happiness? And I always say the definition of success is living life on your terms, which you are.
Yes.
And the definition of happiness is fulfillment. And that's what you're doing.
Yes.
So you're hitting both in a great way, and then giving back, and that's what's fulfilling you. So, you know, how many horses do you have? How much land do you have?
Well, we
right
rent
now?
here.
Okay.
Our dream, and I've got a plan that we're trying to put together to purchase this property, hopefully, or another property.
Okay.
But we've been here for 2 years in July.
Okay.
It's 20 acres, 20 flat acres. We've usually been on hilly areas, and it's right on Scott Road, so it's paved, which is another great blessing because we've always been off of a dirt road.
Okay.
You had to be really dedicated to come volunteer here. Now it's easy. You pull right off the main road.
No excuses.
No excuses.
We're going to
That's
crush,
right.
crush
No
those excuses. Now, I know we have some people jump on real quick. Marion, are you able to see the live feed?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. I know we had some people jump on. I just want to, while we have a break here, I just wanted to acknowledge them and see if they had any questions or comments.
Okay, Lori Shock, she says, hi, Patty.
Hi, Lori.
Lori, how are you? Thanks for jumping on. Legal Shield girl.
And Elizabeth Brown.
Elizabeth, she's a local realtor, great girl, always supporting Monster Motivator TV, and I believe she is an animal lover. So when you get a chance, Elizabeth, come on out, introduce yourself, and check out the place.
And she says, where is this woman from?
Where are you originally from?
Well, I was born in Columbus, Georgia, but,
Okay. But
being
you were
an
an Army brat.
we were there 3 weeks. So
Yeah, just exactly.
California, I've lived here since the 60s, so
Okay.
I'm almost a native.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. There you go. So really, she's been everywhere, Europe and all over the world, but California is her home. SoCal, that's her home. Okay. Anybody else?
Yes, we have Elizabeth Brown. Hey, Dave, let her know about your amazing realtor friend, me.
Yeah, I just did. I did, Elizabeth. That a girl. Keep that promoting going.
And Stephanie Verdo Ayers says, how can we help?
Well, we're going to, Stephanie, thank you for jumping on. We're going to share all that, how you can help either financially with product donations
or
and
services
time.
and time.
So we're going to definitely talk about that before we jump off. And then, as you guys know, when we do get done, we're going to say this.
Okay.
And then when we reshare this, Pattie's going to be able to jump on her Facebook and connect with you guys. Thank you guys for coming on. And if you have any questions or anything like that, so it's really cool.
Oh, great.
And then we're going to reshare it again. And we will be out here again with an actual video team. Anybody else, Marion?
Yeah, Patricia Hoff Santos says, my kids love this place.
It's awesome. It's just such great therapy, right? I mean,
it is awesome. We actually call it carrot therapy.
all right, there you go. There you go.
It's as good for the horses as it is for the people.
It's just awesome. That's awesome.
Okay.
I love that carrot therapy. I call the gym iron therapy for me.
Yeah.
That's my zen. Anybody else, Marion?
Well, we have a lot of jump-ons, just Jody Rentner Doty,
Jody Doty, she's up in Washington. Thank you, Jody.
Becky Freed.
Okay, Becky, we're going to see you on Saturday at the event, the business event. I'll be the keynote speaker. Don't miss it if you want to connect and network in a local community.
And Jason De La Cruz.
Oh, Jason De La Cruz. We did a show on him. He's a local personal trainer here in Marietta. Great guy. Thank you for jumping on. Thank you for the support. And make sure you pass the word out at this place. It's an absolute amazing place with amazing people running it and just giving everything they have back to the community.
And then we have Greg Vogel.
Look at it. You're bringing the heat, girl. You're bringing the heat.
Hi, Greg.
Greg,
Thank you.
how are you, pal? Good to see you. Tell Si I said hello. Thank you for the support. And I know Pattie's very thankful for all the support in the community, but we want to raise it to another level. Anybody else?
Let's see, Pat Hilton.
Okay. Pat, thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it. I know we just connected on Facebook. He has a lot of people, a lot of followers.
Great.
So these people are going to see all this.
Good,
right?
good. All right.
All right, so I'll get back to you in a little bit, Marion, but I want to share more of Pattie's story. And I know that it's more than just a sanctuary here for horses. Obviously, you have goats and pigs and chickens and roosters and gophers and dogs and cats.
Dogs and cats.
Dogs and cats. Anything else that I'm missing?
No,
Okay.
that's enough for now.
We hit it all. I also know when I say that why it's a little different than a regular sanctuary is you have events that you put on, right? So let's share with some of those events, and we're going to come out and do a show when you have a really cool event going on. So share some of these events that you do.
Probably the neatest thing that we do is called Ride for a Cause, and it's the first Saturday of every month.
Okay.
And we work in conjunction with Civitan, the Temecula Valley Civitan, which is a service organization that focuses pretty much on the special needs community. So the first Saturday of each month from 10 to noon, we invite 10 families out, whether they're kids or adults with special needs, and we give them a day at the ranch. We put them up on the horse and lead them around. Then we give them buckets of carrots and send them out into the small animal area. That's our carrot therapy time, which they love. And then we'll find a local restaurant that'll supply a light lunch for us. And then they go home and everybody's happy.
So is it usually the same kids that come on Saturdays?
No, it's different groups, and we work with the various different groups. As a horse rescue, especially with horses that are really old and we can't do lessons anymore, they can't earn their keep anymore. We don't have a lot of money to donate, but I work with all the local charities. If you have a raffle event coming up, I will donate what we call a pony party. So we do birthday parties here. 8 to 10 kids, anywhere. We've had them from teens. Our favorite parties were the adult parties, actually. But the 4-year-olds are really cute.
Wow. So you do pony rides?
We'll do the party, and we'll give pony rides.
And you'll do it here?
Yep, we do it here. We've got a little picnic area over there. And we used to have all these beautiful pop-ups, but we had like this huge wind go through last week and it ripped out all our pop-ups.
So give us an example of what, who would be able to utilize something like that?
Well, it's interesting because we serve such a broad range. My passion, of course, is underserved. Adults with disabilities, senior citizens. We offer just the ability to come out and just have a day trip outside. It's wonderful. But kids need their volunteer hours, so we have a lot of high school kids that come for their 40 hours. And then we have a neat phenomena that happens a lot of times. Moms will bring their teenagers and kind of like it and kind of stay and kind of hang out. And it's really neat to see over the course of several months that relationship between the teenager and the mom change.
And I was going to ask you, what have you seen, right, in this therapy between, some of these other organizations that come in? And so you're seeing the teenager and the parents connecting or reconnecting.
It's really neat. It's really neat. And I have, when you come back, I'll have a couple of moms that will probably attest to it.
Give you a testimonial.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the ultimate gift.
It is, know, and it's funny too, because I will say special needs and PTSD and senior citizens and moms with teenagers.
Yes.
It's just a little niche, and it's
and it's interesting because why that is, people might be asking, how could that even happen, right? With a horse or with an animal. It's just because it's creating that common bond. But I believe it's really even deeper than that. It's building that self-image of that teenager. And when you can do that, that's the ultimate gift.
Well, and also, it's hard physical work with the horses. It's fun and everything, but you've got a 1,200-pound horse, and you wish that gate was open. So it's, Mom, would you please get the gate for me? right? It's a totally different, Mom, the same way, hey, can you reach that bucket for me? And just breaking down those barriers and putting it in, this is a totally different environment than most people are going to be in. You're 3 miles away from the city, but it's the middle of the country.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you are in the middle of the country. What a great gift, right? To be able to give back.
It is.
Honestly.
Especially as the horses have aged.
Right.
They can't do anything anymore. It's horsey hospice. But a horse will go on in hospice perfectly healthy for 5-6 years.
Right.
So we've now got an aging population of horses over 25 to 35. We just lost one at 42.
Wow, really?
So once they come retire here, they live forever.
Right. There's no stress, no anything. Have you seen a difference in the actual horses?
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
What do you see?
Well, one of our best examples is a Mustang named Cowboy.
Okay.
And when he came to us, he was so starved that you could see every bone in his body, but he had some sores on his hip, and I was going to go to clean them. It was the bone sticking out of the skin.
Oh man.
So he had both been starved and then physically pushed around. So he didn't like people, and
he just didn't trust them.
He didn't trust them, and he's still a little food. 6 years of living on grass clippings and palm tree clippings and stuff that's not good for a horse.
Yeah.
So he's still a little pushy about his food, but after a year, he was still kind of. We have kids running around. I had to put him away and kind of. You don't want to tell anybody he's a bad horse, but he had a bad attitude. And right about the time I decided, maybe I'm going to have to put him down. It's like his attitude totally changed.
All of a sudden, he felt that energy. He's like, I'm good.
I don't know what it was, but I'm the horse whisperer.
Right.
Cow can.
Wow.
And he's out in the pasture. He is, matter of fact, somebody said the other day, who's that pudgy horse out there?
Wow.
And what a victory, because he was literally skin and bones.
Man, and but even emotionally, what a turnaround.
Emotionally, he changed, because even though we didn't want people around him, people still went and fed him carrots. And we fed him carrots, and we loved on him. We didn't put any pressure on him. We didn't have him do anything. All on his terms. They're older horses.
Man, I loved it. Yeah. I love it. That's an absolute win-win relationship and scenario. That's what this show's all about. That's why you need to do what you can to give back and support this organization. I love that. I love that.
Well, a horse like that is also really neat if you've got, because we do have some kids that have to do their community service for other reasons.
Yeah.
They're tough.
Right.
You know, they've got issues and what have you.
That was my world.
And I can point them to a tough horse. So we have a couple that their personality is a little interesting. Okay. And the kids will relate to that. You know, this horse won't do this for you or won't do that for you. Why? Oh, because they've got an attitude. And the attitude kids can work with the attitude horses.
They get
sometimes.
it. They get it. They get it. It's funny because I've done talks at schools with the kids that aren't supposed to make it, because that was me, and I can definitely right away. Yep. It's just a connection. We're right here. So I love that. Now, what organizations do you work for those kids? Like who brings them in?
We just get hold of different organizations. Like Rancho Damacitas has brought families in, and we've had some. We have a couple of deaf homes, homes for deaf adults.
Wow. And they just have to book their time.
Yeah, they just get hold of me, and it's free to them. There's no charge.
That is that's awesome.
And it's sponsored. We usually have our volunteers, and then Civitan, the service club, also they come out and to help serve the food. And
Man, it's just awesome. So I'm going to book a Saturday when you have an event. And we're gonna have a great time. Marion, anybody else jump on?
We have a Greg logo. Excuse me. You guys are the best.
Thank you, Greg. Right back at you, pal.
And Elizabeth Brown says, love it.
Awesome.
Good.
And I know, like I said, Elizabeth, I know you're a local realtor, so you have a lot of contacts. Anything you could do to help these guys out, absolutely do it, and she will. She's not shy.
Good.
Anybody else?
Kenny Action, what a great place.
Great. Another local guy. We did a show with Kenny, doing a lot of great things. They have an organization that helps people get into rehab facilities. And he's a guy that had his struggles, figured it out, fell down again, figured it out, and really great guy, him and his partner, Todd, right here in Marietta. So I know, Kenny, you also know a lot of people in the local area, so anything you could do, reach out to me, and before we jump off, you guys are going to know how to reach out to Pattie, and definitely put her in touch with the right people so we can help build this and take them to the next level. That's what I'm interested in doing, for sure. Anybody else, Marion?
Yeah, Shane DeGray, cool, Dave, you're the dude.
We call him Shane Train. That's Shane Train. That's my boy from Philly. Philly in the house. Shane, thank you so much for your support. A great organization, and I hope you guys connect with Pattie on Facebook as well. That whoever's not connected with you, I know you do a lot of networking in the community. That's how we met. But anybody that's not, Shane would be a great guy for you to connect with. He could put you in touch with a lot of people. So Shane, thank you for even taking the time. Anybody else, Marion?
We have Roseanne Grego.
Okay.
Dave, you're the man.
Feeling the love. I'm feeling the love. Thank you so much. But it's really about what a tremendous organization. And I didn't even realize everything you guys did until I actually got here. I know we've talked.
I love people to come out. That's why we do the open barn, so people can come and actually see it.
Is that the Saturdays?
The Ride for a Cause is the first Saturday. That's special for
What's the
special
open barn?
needs. But open barn, we usually from noon to 2 on Saturdays invite people to come in and take a tour and see what it is that we do.
Open barn, love that.
Open barn,
okay. So
BARN.
That's all right. And Pattie will give you all that information when we jump off, so she could jump back on today and connect with you guys. What other things do you offer? Because it sounds like you guys got all kinds of things going on.
And that can sometimes be a problem. We have so many different things. The biggest thing that we do is offer these services of therapy and rest and that sort of thing to underserved areas, underserved markets, seniors, the special needs, and that creates a problem for us because we give
financially.
But these horses, they eat twice a day nonstop. So what we're trying to do now is get a little more formalized programs. Actually, find therapists to come out and do therapy out here, so that we can be covered under an insurance policy, so that when they come out here, there'd be a little revenue. But in the meantime, we're looking for corporations or individuals, but I'm assuming corporations, to help support. We have 6 horses that we use for the special needs programs, and so we're looking for sponsors for those horses.
Okay, and then you have sponsor packages already set up, so again, you can share those.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. And then any other? How else can people give back?
Well, a number of ways. There are certain things. We have a wish list, so there are things that we need. We always need tractor work. We need arena footing. We need pipe corrals. There are certain supplies and stuff that we need.
What about food?
They eat 14 bags of feed a day at about $10 a bag. So my thought originally was, 400 people donating $10 a month, right? 400 people has been really hard to get.
Yes.
So
on a consistent basis.
225. I don't know.
Right.
100.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So
it's just I know.
the cost to feed a horse is about just to feed it is about $150 a month, which really isn't bad. I mean, if you've got a Great Dane, you're spending more than that on dog food. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this: do you have anything where, like, somebody could sponsor a horse? Okay, so I figured you had something like that. Okay.
Absolutely. We have several horses that they have issues, so we can't necessarily adopt them out.
Okay.
And then there are certain horses. Do you want to adopt a 28-year-old horse? Probably not.
Okay.
But they're still viable. They're fine. So if I have somebody that has horse experience,
right,
and that's kind of a niche too. Usually it's women my age that grew up with horses, raised their kids, did their careers, maybe have a little spare time now and want to get back connected, but they don't want to own a horse. So I have 6 horses right now that are looking for those kind of sponsors, and it's a great package. It's much less than if you were boarding a horse. I include lessons, all the equipment for the horses included, the facilities, the use of the facilities. So it's a pretty good deal.
Okay.
And again, we just try to do this to keep the horses loved and supported.
Of course.
And if you sponsor the brown horse, you can pet on and love the black one and the white one.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. There's no.
We'll
look the other way.
Yeah, spread the love. It's okay.
We'll look the other way. I'm going to put you in touch with my. Just wrote a book, so we have a book signing coming up. But my publisher, Kelly Fitzgerald, who's out in Arizona, she does what you do, just on a small. But she has a lot of contacts, so I'm going to make sure I connect you guys on Facebook.
Yeah.
Great lady. Today's her birthday, so she's not on. She's out enjoying her birthday. So, Marion, anybody else jump on?
Yeah, we have about 5 more. Kenny Action says, how do you donate?
Okay, Kenny, Pattie's gonna follow up with you, connect with you, and then give you all the information that you need. And I know you have a lot of great contacts, you and Todd, in the community. Would love to have you guys come out and really see what's going on here. Like you said, there's a big difference. We've known each other for almost 2 years, and I didn't even realize how much that they do until I actually got out here. That's why I want to do a follow-up show. It's gonna be awesome. Anybody else, Marion?
Same kind of question. This is great. How do you donate to this organization from White Blood Good? And
love it.
From Kenny Action, how do you donate?
Okay.
Tim Herman says, how do you too?
Okay.
And so they're mostly on how do you donate. You're getting sponsored.
That's what it's about. That a girl.
All right.
That's what it's about. That's why we're here, and that's what it's about, to give back and support your community and support the people that are really doing it, making a difference. And this is what this whole crew is doing out here. Is there anything that you want to share about you, about the organization, that we didn't touch on?
Well, I think one of the things, we're 2014 Murrieta Chamber Nonprofit of the Year.
Okay.
We were 2014 Inland Valley Business Association Community Organization of the Year.
Okay.
Not because we rescue old horses, but because we give back to the community. One of the things that I do is, one of the things all the nonprofits do, we raise money with raffle prizes.
Okay.
So whenever often I'll come to say you're having an event, and I will donate one of those parties we were talking about. It's a $350 value, but I think it's important to support that the nonprofits support one another.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Because I know we were talking about Lisa, who was on our show,
Yep,
right?
yep.
The Canine Companions.
Yep.
What are some of the things that you're doing with her? It's awesome.
We've had the puppy raisers come out here to socialize the dogs with one another, and
Okay.
they're not going to get a whole lot of chance to meet goats and pigs and
Right,
sheep and horses
right.
and stuff. So they get a chance to do that. They've done that several times.
Okay.
So that's a lot of fun.
And she's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole organization is
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
So we do have a event coming up this coming Saturday.
Tell us.
We have a family fun fair and chili cook-off.
Family Fun Fair, Chili Cook-Off. What are the times?
It's October 15th. It
Okay.
starts at 11 and it'll go till 3 or 4 o'clock. We're working on, weather permitting, we're working on getting a tethered balloon ride.
Uh-huh.
We have live music. Of course, there's going to be the
Wow.
chili cook-off. There's still time to enter, to be a vendor, or to enter chili if you want.
Awesome.
And then, of course, we want everybody to come.
What's the deadline that you're stopping vendors and chili cook-off? Because if you don't give people a deadline, they're not going to take action.
You know,
there's a deadline.
There's a deadline this coming Wednesday because we need to do
Right.
the layout.
Because
We
you
have
got
to have everything
yeah,
set
you got to
up.
have an
Yeah,
event.
yeah.
Let me ask you this: do you work with event planners? Be something to be able to feed you guys?
I would love an event planner. I'm so tired of doing it myself.
or I'm even thinking like event planner that's hired by somebody else.
Yes.
And is looking for
A venue.
an event, right? A
Yes.
venue.
Yes.
So event planners out there, or if you know event planners locally, have them reach out, and Pattie's going to give you all her information, because I think that's another
Corporate
great
team building.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you'll give them a list of
Yep,
some of the
yep.
things. Now, how do you find these or how do the horses find you? I should say.
Yeah, I do not go out and look for anything.
know.
I have never gone out and picked up a horse.
Right,
You know,
right.
this was really, I wasn't
Right,
planning on doing
right.
this. Usually, and we're kind of closed now because at 30 horses, it's a huge
Oh,
responsibility.
you just hit a limit.
Yeah, but I was closed at 25 too. So we will take retirement horses in if
Okay.
you agree to pay for their feed.
Okay.
But most of the horses have been a sad story. One of our favorite horses 7-8 years ago, the woman died suddenly of a brain tumor, and her dying words to her husband were, "Take care of my horse."
Right.
So
He found you, and
he found me, and she's lived here happily ever after. We actually were doing this. She's 22. She's 30. She's fat. She's happy. She's one of our best handicap riding horses.
Really?
Yeah, therapy horses. Yeah.
that's all.
And she's 30.
Now, how does that affect their personality? Do they like that interaction?
Oh, they love it.
Okay.
They love it. A lot of these were high-powered show horses, so
Okay.
they didn't transition well into becoming, next-door neighbor
Yeah.
riding horses because they've got all this training. And some of them, like this horse we were talking about, was an international competitor. She was a fire-breathing dragon.
Wow.
And we have kids, little kids, we have
Right.
autistic kids wrap themselves around her legs, right? And she doesn't move. She doesn't,
Really?
we had one horse that we
I
just
love
had
that.
out for the first time to see how he was going to be, and a lady pushed the kid's wheelchair, it was a reclining wheelchair,
Yeah.
underneath the horse, and the horse kind of looked at me, looked at the wheelchair, and you couldn't move this horse with a bullwhip.
Wow.
This horse just stood there and then reached around and let her pet. It was,
They feel that
I don't know
energy.
how they know.
No, they feel the energy.
Yeah.
It's that energy.
Yeah.
It's and
the kids feel it too.
No, it's
Well,
a
and the
soothing
adults
for
too.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about that's awesome.
It literally, there's a big market for, they call it animal assisted therapy, and we also have a handicap accessible garden, so horticulture therapy.
Yeah.
Just that time of being around the animals,
Yes.
digging in the dirt, that sort of thing. So that's kind of what we have provided.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just hard because if we can't get the message out, then I'm so glad people want to donate.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's been the hardest thing. If you're thinking you're just feeding old horses, it's another story.
And I'm not even kidding. You got to come out and see for yourself. Come out on these Saturdays, see for yourself what's going on. Marion, anybody else before we jump off?
Yes, Elizabeth Brown, Pattie, she says, can she please contact me as well?
Sure, absolutely.
Is there an event page for this farm?
We have Save the Animals Today on Facebook.
Okay.
For the event coming up, I just posted it out on Eventbrite. It's also on the Facebook event.
And you'll give them all the links.
Right.
She'll take care of all the information, and you guys are going to be able to connect with her directly. So if you need to instant message her, anything like that, again, that's what we want to provide. We want to make that contact. We want to be that conduit. Anybody else, Marion?
Keenan White, he goes, what a champ, gets their love horses around them every day.
All right, awesome. If you're in the local area, you find yourself in a local area, because I think he's down in Florida, but I'm not 100% on that. Come on out, introduce yourself, especially if you love horses. So people donate their time, they donate their money, and they donate product. There are the three ways.
Right.
Okay. Marion, anybody else?
Tim Herman, does she have a website?
Yep, she's going to provide everything for you guys, because we want to take all the excuses out. We want to crush those excuses, and we want to get this this place to another level. Anybody else, Marion?
No, that's all I have for now.
Awesome. Way to bring the heat. Anything else before we jump off that you want to share?
How about a dream and a vision?
There you go.
Okay.
Love it.
All right.
Love
so
it.
I have a dream and a vision.
Okay.
So many times we deal with people that have animals that are getting a little older, and they're not going to be able to retire with their animals because, I mean, what retirement home can you take 2 dogs, 3 cats, and a horse?
Right.
So my thought, and I'm working on it now,
That's
but
all right.
this is my
Yes.
vision and my dream.
Yep.
And it also provides for me as I become that old
It's a
crazy
win-win.
lady with too many animals.
It's a win-win.
Exactly. So when we acquire the property, I'd like to put facilities in here for kind of like a boutique retirement.
Okay.
Haven't worked all the details out because I don't know real estate, but maybe those real estate friends of yours can help out on this.
Okay.
And actually make it a situation where if, you're starting to plan your retirement, you're going to have animals, and we've got a facility here. Because we're a nonprofit, we can run it less expensively than another event, and it would be welcoming to your dogs, your cats, and your horses. So this is my future.
That's okay. And
my future vision for where this is going.
That's it. And I'm in the same boat. I want to take this nationwide on a tour bus, Monster Motivator Mania Tour. Come to a town near you.
Yeah.
So we're excited. Guys, as you know, we're going to reshare this. Make sure that you connect with Pattie. She's going to give you all the information you need. If you're local and you jumped on, do yourself a favor, bring the family out. She's going to show you all around this place. It's awesome. It's awesome. I didn't even realize how much they do. So as we always end it, Pattie, it's called the Monster Motivator Roar. Okay. Now there's a reason for this, right? I believe that we can only be in one mindset at a time. So if you're in gratitude, you can't be in victim. If you're in victim, you can't be in gratitude, right? And what this state puts you in is an unstoppable state. It raises your energy like never before, and the sound is just as important. The roar is just as important as the pose, and here's what it is. You ready?
Okay.
You're going to do this with me. On 3, we're going to go the Monster Motivator Roar. Ah! You ready? 1,
Boy, okay.
2, 3. Ah! That a girl. How do you feel? Unstoppable.
That's right.
So we just hit